Hello my friends, welcome to Talk to Me Tuesday for Tuesday, February 23rd, 2021. This is Jennifer. I'm sitting in my backyard today, not because I have a quilt reveal, but because I needed you guys to see the difference from last week. I'm sure at this point you've seen in every news outlet what's been going on in Texas and the crazy snowstorm and ice and everything we had last week. It was a very weird week. It was a very stressful week. We were very lucky. We did not lose power for any significant amount of time. We did not lose our water, though we have been under a boil water notice for close to a week now. I want to say it started Wednesday or Thursday. We were, like I said, very lucky. My daughter and her boyfriend did lose power, which I mentioned to you guys last week, and they ended up staying with us for Tuesday until their power was back on. They went back home on Friday. And so it was pretty cramped here. My house is not that big, and 6 adults plus all of our cats in the same house was pretty tight. So it worked out. We were on like power conservation and all this other stuff because the power grid was just in such a hot mess. I did not obviously turn on sewing machine or anything like that because that would have been just extraneous considering what was going on for people all over the state. I did want to just address the whole Texas weather thing really quickly, just because I know a lot of people have emailed me. I've gotten comments and messages, and I really appreciate it. We're okay. Like I said, we were very lucky. We were able to help out our neighbors a little bit. They had a water line burst and didn't have any water, so we did share some water with them. I picked up some supplies for them when I was able to get out. Just in general, we just tried to hang in there because what else can you do? It is beautiful today. It's been beautiful the last couple of days. It was almost 80 degrees yesterday. That's a very good rubric to explain why we're not used to this kind of weather. In February, it's usually in the 60s and 70s. Our houses are built to let heat off, not to keep it in. Our roads were covered in a ton of snow and ice. We just had to wait for it to melt, which I think probably that is the hardest thing for people to wrap their minds around. It's just that we don't have the infrastructure for this kind of insanity. So I think probably 3 to 4 minutes of talking about that hot mess is enough. I just wanted you guys to know we're okay. I did do a little bit of hand sewing, not a whole lot, but a little bit. And I wanted to recover kind of what I talked about last week, which is I have been diving back into restoring Raggedy Andy dolls, which is something I started last year, and then 2020 happened and I got away from it. As a reminder, this is my first Andy that I restored, and you can see that I patched his little face and he got new hair, and I made new clothes for him. I patched his feet, I patched his legs, and so he's the first one I restored. And immediately, while I was working on him, I was thinking about either restoring or making a sister for him because it's Raggedy Ann and Andy. That's the little doll I showed you last week. This is the one that the face exploded, and I ended up giving her an entire head transplant. So I didn't show you this last week because it was too cold, but under her little dress you can see where I sewed this little head on. This fabric was actually the closest I could find. It was a broadcloth from Joann's, but it's got a peachy Kona cotton underneath. I think it was a Kona cotton to give it the right color because I was trying to match her little rag body. The face I designed using the iron-on, which is from the early 1980s, but it was still in the pattern. The pattern was my grandma's. I used the face and based my machine embroidery design on that. And I wanted to share for my Doctor Who fans. I'll put a little picture in here. When my son saw it in the hoop, he just said, "Moisturize me." So yeah, it's got a little Doctor Who Cassandra thing going on, but that's okay. So very cute once it's on her actual, head. Made her hair similar to Andy's, just a little bit bigger. This is the dress pattern that was with the pattern from my grandmother's stuff. Traditionally, it's meant to be red check, but I'm just going these are modern Raggedy Ann and Andy's. So I do have the pinafore pattern, which I'm thinking I'm gonna make out of this. This is Bubble Up. This is the same line of fabric. So I had the pinafore, and I have to share with you guys, after I posted last week that I did not have the bloomers pattern, one of my viewers, Becky, who's also on Instagram, thank you, Becky, she messaged me and was like, I have my mom's pattern. Would you like me to copy that piece for you? And so my pattern was my grandma's pattern, and I've gone through the entire pattern now. I've looked at every piece, and it's missing the body for the 15-inch doll and the bloomers and nothing else. This is a 15-inch doll. So Becky is going to send me the bloomers pattern and the 15-inch doll pattern, which I cannot thank you enough, Becky, because now she will have a complete outfit, and I will make the bloomers and the pinafore out of this white version of the same Bubble Up fabric. I also ordered a rolled hem foot for my Juki so that I can do all the little tiny hems without having to sit and iron them down. I used to have a rolled hem foot, but it was for a different machine, doesn't fit this machine, so it's been a long time. I used to make a lot of bear clothes for my kids, were super into Build-A-Bear, and I made tons of clothes for them. So the hand sewing that I mentioned before was on my 24-inch doll that I got. This is the one I got from Goodwill. I showed you guys. This was in the accidental wash as well, but this one came out fine. Just like was able to remove the original hair, which was kind of disintegrating and awful. This one has a couple little places I need to patch, like a little hole in the shoulder, but it's really just pop seams. I haven't really seen any damage to the fabric. There's like one little spot here that's a little bit damaged, but not a big deal. So in this one, I decided I'd go completely different, and I made braids. There's a little one I need to snip. And then I did a little bit of this here. This is the same kind of thing I did on the whole head for the other Raggedy Ann Andy, and I gave her a little bit of fringe up here, partially because she has this weird spot that I can't get off. I've oxy cleaned it, and I've soaked it. I've tried to get it off. It's not going anywhere. So we're just gonna cover it with fringe. So I'm thinking I'm gonna make like overalls or like a little top and maybe pants so she looks a little bit hippie-ish. I haven't decided yet. So I've been thinking a lot about what direction to go with her, but I'm probably gonna wait until I get the foot from my Juki so that I have that rolled hem foot, and then I can move forward with that. One last thing, I got a massive box from Amber right before the winter storm started, and she sent me Linus blankets, and she sent me some Sesame Street fabric. I love Cookie Monster, so I was just delighted to get this in the mail. So thank you, Amber. I'm honestly thinking, pillowcase cough, probably for me. So that's pretty much it. We are happy and warm today. Again, we were very lucky. Thank you all for reaching out and being awesome. Give your family a hug. I hope to see your video. That's it. I'll see you guys next week. Bye.
You